Welcome to Beyond the Bar, a podcast where justice meets recovery. I'm Devin Anderson, your host, and glad you're here if you're listening or watching. I started this podcast because I'm a woman in long-term recovery. In fact, my birthday is coming up on the 28th of April. I'll have 17 years. And as I've kind of dived into this work with Justice Forward and really gotten into the Houston recovery community, I realize how important and helpful it is that we hear each other's stories. And I want people who have addiction issues in their family, maybe they don't have it themselves, they got it in their family, they don't understand, they can watch these stories and kind of get insight on it. It's all about ending the stigma. It's all about making sure that you feel safe enough to get treatment, get help, because there's tons of help out there, especially in Houston. We have a wonderful recovery community. So I'm excited today. I'm talking to a complete stranger today that Mary Covington, our program director, said, you've got to have this guy on. His name is Nick, and he is a Star Court graduate in Harris County and about a billion more things than that. So let's learn about him. Again, since I'm talking to somebody I don't know. Hi, Nick.
How's it going? How
Good.
are we doing today?
I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, it's been weird. I've gotten a lot of women on this podcast, but men are harder. Why is that, you think? Any idea?
I don't know. I feel nervous, so I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, it's okay. I just wondered because I know that when I was a drug court judge, we had plenty of men on the docket. And
Yeah.
I go to the graduations. There's plenty of men graduating. It's just, I don't know.
How many men have you asked?
How many have I asked?
Yeah.
Good question.
That's the better question,
You're my
right?
second one I've asked.
Okay, so ask more men.
Third.
Okay.
I've had 3. You're my third.
Okay.
Third out of 15. That's not good. But 2 of them are me. So 2 of the episodes are me. So
Okay.
anyway, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
So, and
Glad
I
to be
know,
here.
yeah, I can't wait to hear. So I don't know how long you've been sober, what your deal is.
Okay. My name's Nick, and I've been sober 12 years now, back on January 28th. I got into drug court in 2014, and I successfully got my walking papers in 2016.
2016, okay.
And probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life.
Is that right?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have the life I have today without drug court. Yeah, 1,000%. There's nothing that's been the most pivotal moment in my life, for sure, is getting on drug court and successfully doing it and going full throttle into drug court, listening to everything everybody told me to do, and just running with that idea.
So you did it. You were ready to go to it? Or were you persuaded? Or
I was arrested first. Yeah.
I mean, I know that as part of it.
The state of Texas told me I had a drug problem, and I was inclined to listen because I was in Harris County, and it was a good spot to hear what I needed to hear.
Was that your first time state of Texas had told you that?
Yes, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was like I got arrested 3 or 4 times in the span of like 6 months.
Ooh.
And it's because I had started smoking crystal meth. You know?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm grateful for crystal meth because it got me to the bottom of where I needed to be. Pretty
fast, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
for sure. Because I could have, who knows, right? Like I could still be drinking, smoking weed, popping Xanax into my 30. I'm 35
right.
now. But that happened, I think I sobered up at 21, 22. So it's a pretty good time to get sober.
Is that how young you were?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I had been using since I was 11, 12.
Okay, for people who don't have our disease.
Yeah.
Explain to them why meth took you down so fast versus when you say drinking, smoking weed, popping Xanax, they're like, well, that sounds pretty...
That's a slower death, right? Meth
right.
will take you places you never wanted to be, keep you longer than you want to stay, and make you pay prices you never wanted to pay. I don't know, I guess what it does to you, and what you're willing to do for it is what makes it so much more powerful would be the word I use.
What does it do to you? What did it do to you? To put it that way.
It made me act. I mean, it made me a totally different person. It made me somebody I never wanted to be. And it's not like I wasn't even a person. It's like I was just some monster, you know?
Did you think about it before you decided to try it the first time, or was it impulsive?
I mean, I always just, I'm a firm believer you are who you hang out with. I am a firm believer in that, because the people I was hanging out with at the time, that's what they were doing. So why wouldn't I do that? I want to be accepted. I want friends. I want, you know, I mean, I think that's what every human wants, to be accepted.
That's right.
Right. And that's where I was at in those type of scenarios and those type of parties and those type of places. Right.
Yeah.
So I did what they did.
Right.
You know, and just like they would get arrested, I got arrested.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think about how I started drinking, and it was with a friend, and sure, I'll try it. Sure. Yeah. And then it just went from there.
Yeah.
I was allergic. She wasn't. That's
right.
Yeah. So where did you grow up here?
I grew up in Corpus Christi.
Do you still have people down there?
Oh, yeah. My dad lives down there. And, you know, aunts, uncles, cousins, all that.
So you grew up there?
I did grow up there. So we're from there originally. My mom's always done oil and gas accounting. So, you know, she realized the cost of living down there is the same as it is in Houston, but the salary in Corpus to Houston is substantially different. So eventually she moved out here to Houston, and, you know, got us out here. And I was always back and forth my whole life between Houston and Corpus. My dad lived up there. My
Divorced.
Mom lived divorced, for sure. Yeah, so I guess I could back it up a little bit. My dad went to prison when I was 5, 6, for 3-4 years. I don't think he got out until I was like 10 or 11. So, and he went for drugs, selling drugs.
Did you remember him when he came back?
Yeah. I definitely remembered him. And he would, you know, my dad loves us. And he came out born again Christian. You know, he's totally awesome today. He's still got a temper, but, you know, he's definitely all about Jesus. And he would always send us stuff, you know, the handkerchiefs and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, no,
the art.
He wouldn't let us forget him. You know what I mean?
Good.
But
so was he a businessman, or was he an
yeah?
addict?
So he actually owned a restaurant, and he sold cocaine. You know, in the mid '90s, early mid '90s. So, yeah, he's kind of what I ended up being, which is just hustle. How are we going to get it? And so entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
You know, whether it be legal or illegal, I try to keep it legal today, obviously. But yeah, how do I provide for my family is the main what I ask myself.
Right.
In which way can I provide?
So going between two cities, where did you go to school? In Houston?
Houston, Deer Park.
Deer Park. Okay.
Deer Park, yeah. I grew up pretty much in Deer Park.
Your mom working all the time?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were latchkey kids.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
We did summer camp, you know, day camp, you know. But that was always, I mean, so she's always done the absolute best. She had 3 kids, single mother, 3 kids, and we always had what we needed. You know, I'd say lower middle class growing up. But with that thought of my dad going to prison, and I knew why even at that age. I was aware of it. And I remember the house getting raided and stuff like that, right? Yeah, so I'd always told myself, I'll never do that. I'll never get involved with drugs. You know, I don't want that for me.
Right.
And but I had an older brother. You know, I had a 5-year-old. He was 5 years older than me, and I wanted to be just like him. I thought he was the coolest person, you know. And fast forward 11, 12, you know, I don't want to be the little brother who tells on my older brother anymore. I want to be
with him.
accepted. right? That's
Yeah.
the word, accepted,
Yeah.
right? That's all I ever wanted. So start smoking weed, right? And I'll never forget the first time I smoked weed. I could not take the smile off my face. Even though before that I was like, I'll never do this in my life. I know what it does to families. I know what it does. And the feeling I got from that maybe from the weed, maybe from the acceptance, it felt right. It didn't feel wrong. And obviously, since I smoke weed now, it's going to get me involved with different people.
Right.
And then I'll follow that as far as all the way to Harris County.
So is marijuana a gateway drug? Hot take?
It's kind of okay. I have mixed feelings, right? Because if my weed dealer didn't have cocaine, would I have ever done cocaine? If I could go buy weed at the store and they didn't have cocaine, would I start cocaine? You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I have because I still have people in my family who smoke weed. I don't think any less of them. Same way, I don't think any less of people who drink,
Yeah.
I think one is actually far more dangerous than the other.
Which? Alcohol?
Alcohol, 1,000%.
Well, it hits every system in your body. It's bad for every...
Think about every, car accident out there, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't fall in the same. I know a lot of people are like, well, I get it. I understand where they're coming from, but I have my own view on it.
Yeah, no, that's why I just wondered that from, my background as a prosecutor, but also I knew people who smoked weed who just never seemed to launch.
For sure. I agree. I was
Right?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I'm not saying weed as a kid, right? We're not talking
Oh,
about
I know
that.
you're not.
We're talking about weed as an
A
adult.
consenting
right?
adult.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That's different. Yeah.
For
I
sure.
Get it. I get it.
Yeah, when the weed hit my brain, I thought I was a man all of a sudden. And maybe that's because culture now doesn't have this rite of passage deal, like maybe back in the day, Indians, all that good stuff. But that's what, and it was totally false,
Yeah.
But there was something about, I'm somebody now. And the same first time I did cocaine, it was like, I'm somebody now. I mean, it's just every time I graduated to the next phase, because I always did that. I never just stayed. Well, I would add to. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't
just
quit the first
Yeah.
one.
I would just add to. So, but one would eventually take precedence over the other, right? Like it, obviously, if this one costs more.
Right. I was wondering about the money, like where you get money
Chief enabler.
Well, for the cocaine especially.
Well, cocaine's easy when you have a family involved.
Oh, okay.
Selling and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
It comes cheaper. It comes
Get that
easier.
family discount.
Yeah, for sure, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, it's a trick, right? Because you get the first one free, and then all of a sudden your whole paycheck's gone. That happens.
Right.
A lot.
Right. When did you first try that?
I want to say 14, 15.
Wow.
Yeah, 14. Maybe, you know what? It might have been 16. I smoked weed for a long time. I was drinking before I ever did cocaine. And I started drinking like 14, 15. Because I remember having my first job in, where was that? Colorado. We had moved to Colorado for a little bit. And I was selling newspaper subscriptions door to door. That was my first job. And they would always drop me off in the barrio, in the Mexican neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Because I was, I don't speak any Spanish, so it was kind of funny. But I'd always come back with a sale, So.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
I bet you did. Wow. So, did you come back? I mean, you were in Colorado for a while. You came back to Houston again?
Yeah, so we ended up moving back to Houston. I was 17, I want to say, at that time, 17, 18. Because I remember my mom saying if I wanted to live there, I had to get my GED. And I was like, I dropped out in like beginning of 10th grade. They kicked me out in Colorado.
Oh,
It wasn't
okay.
Texas, right? So Texas ain't playing. They'll send the truancy officer, whatever. But I moved back when I was 17. I should have still been in school, but I just kind of flew under the radar for the rest until I turned 18, whatever. Okay, so I got arrested in Pasadena. I was smoking a lot of the fake weed, synthetic.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, it was
That's
horrible.
bad stuff.
So horrible. That's the worst I've ever felt on anything.
Did it make you angry? Were you angry on it?
Oh,
Or
yeah,
violent?
every time.
It's
Yeah,
like
so
psycho, man.
So me and my baby mama used to smoke that, and we would wake up and think the other one smoked the last of it, and it was always a deal, you know. And part of the time we had just smoked it, right? So, and then the other part of the time somebody's lying, right? But yeah, that was horrible. I actually used meth to get off of that.
I have to think about that for a while. Which one's worse? Let's see.
I don't know which one's worse,
I don't either.
But anyway, so I was actually living down in Corpus with first baby mama at that time. It just wasn't working out. I moved back with my mom, and I'm probably around 21 at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I link up with one of my brother's old friends, and we're hanging out, we're drinking, and I had already been kind of dabbling in methamphetamine down in Corpus, and then they were kind of dabbling, so it just wound up. But my first time arrested, I was at Walmart stealing, and I just thought I was too smart, whatever. I was just like, okay, call the cops, dude. I don't have anything. Anyway, I got arrested, and
Here or in Nueces County?
no, Walmart in Pasadena.
Pasadena.
Yeah, so I got to stay in Pasadena jail for a night.
So that's
My mom
just-
bailed
yeah.
me out. And then it just kind of goes. I start hanging out with even worse and worse people in that area, Deer Park, Pasadena. And then I get caught with my first one. I forget where I
First felony?
was. Yeah. And I thought my life was over whenever I got arrested. I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? And I was still in Deer Park, and my mom bailed me out. So I didn't even come down to Harris County that first time. She's
And was
like,
it for
I
meth?
can't believe you ruined it. Yeah, you
Yeah?
ruined your life. I can't believe this. You know, I can still hear it. And I was like, whatever. I got to figure something out. So I tell myself I'm not going to do it anymore. And I do it because I'm way too far gone, and I don't know any. And you know what's funny is, like, my mom's always had great insurance on us, and like could have went to treatment a long time ago. Just totally ignorant, right?
Right.
Don't even know. And I don't know. Nobody I know
Yeah.
has ever gone to treatment.
Nobody's modeling it for you.
Right,
Right.
ever.
Right.
So anyway, I'm doing some more things. Get caught before I even. I missed my court date. Something happened. I missed my court date. They raid her house looking for me in Deer Park. And I end up showing up the next day to court. They just put me on probation. And I think it was Vanessa Velasquez. She wasn't my judge, but my judge was missing. They sent me over to her court.
Oh, okay.
So that was the first time I met her in her own court, right?
Uh-huh.
And I hadn't, and she had told me, you need to go take a drug test, you need to do this, and go check on the probation, the whole thing. And I'm like, this sounds like a lot, So I go downstairs, I try to take drug test twice, couldn't pee. I was like, whatever, we'll see what's up. so I sign up for probation, and
Just to get out of jail?
yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's pre-trial or what it was, but it was like, I'm pretty sure I signed for deferred probation, just regular probation. And within 3 weeks, and I'm supposed to go do a UA for my new PO, I get arrested a second time with even more, right? So it's not a state jail. What's the next one up?
For third?
Third.
Yeah,
So
2 to 10.
Yeah, so I got a third, and I'm like, oh no. But whenever I got pulled over, and I just thought I always thought I was so smart, so slick. My dad's always called me Slick Nick.
Slick Nick.
And when he pulled me over, this is Deer Park's finest. When he pulls me over, I look. There's a guy riding with me. And I said, "Dude, you need to eat that right now. Okay, you need to eat that right now because they're finna search his car. I'm on felony probation." And I had 2 bags. And I was like, "I'm not gonna be able to get it out fast enough." So I put it up my sleeve. I'm wearing a jacket. It's January, and they pat me down, search the car, don't find it, don't take my jacket off. And I'm like, oh, yes. And I'm sitting in front of a church that it's like a church and then the school I used to go to.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, the junior high's right there. So I used to go to that junior high. And I'm like, I'm looking at the church and I'm walking back to the car. And as I'm walking back to the car, bloop, bloop, they both fell down on the ground.
Oh.
And he's like, all right. We got you now. We got you now. And I'm just looking at the church and I'm thinking to myself, God, you got me today.
Wow.
Slowed me all the way down. And then they start asking how quick can I get a quarter ounce there and all this. And I'm like, I can't, dude. I'm not that guy. You know, I don't do that.
They tried to flip you to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
On the scene.
Mm-hmm. It was weird.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so was that your moment?
that was my moment that I realized I'm on probation violation and I'm not going nowhere, right? Like I knew that. And then I go sit in Harris County for about 3 months. Call my mom and give her the number to a lawyer named Joe Venus.
I know Joe.
I know.
We were at the office together.
Yeah. So Joe's a sweetheart. He came and seen me and he said, Nick, I just feel like you made a lot of wrong decisions to get to this point. Wow. And I know you have a daughter. And I think you want to be a good father. And I said,
because Joe's a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he was just having a baby.
Really?
Right then.
Yeah.
Could be.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 2014. So.
Mm-hmm.
So I agreed with him. And I said, I will do your program, you know. Whatever that looks like. Yeah, whatever that looks like. And I remember signing up for drug court. I remember the day they called me down to go to the first, you know, how they used to kind of accept you in or welcome you in.
Yes.
Is what I would call it, a welcome.
A welcome.
And on the way down, I talked to people in holding cells and I hope you're not signing up for drug court. That's a trap. That's a trap. You're going to be right back down here. You know, a lot of that. And I'm like, well, we'll see how it goes. And I remember being in the holding cell behind the courtroom, and I just hear clapping. And I'm like, what is this? What have I done? You know, this is, why are they clapping? I've never been in a courtroom where they're clapping.
Oh, yeah, because no other place does.
And it was, Deborah Kaiser was the one coming out and talking to me and having me sign paperwork and whatever we were doing. She was telling me what I was about to go do. And I remember going in there, and I don't know if it was Bond. I know it wasn't my judge. I don't know if it was Bradley or Bond. It was one of them. I just remember blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
Yeah.
Denise Bradley or Stacy Bond, yes.
So, and she's like, asked me if I was ready to do this and told me about what I would be doing and then said, all right, we'll turn around. Welcome to your new family. And I was like, oh, man, just feeling.
Did they clap?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
They clapped her and all that, you know. So it was really sweet. I remember asking Miss Kaiser, I said, well, are they going to be sending me, you know, wondering where they were going to send me for treatment. I was like, well, is that a co-ed treatment or just not knowing nothing, right? And been locked up for 3 months too, right? But it was funny.
She's going to love to see this podcast.
I know. I hope everybody does, you know?
Yeah.
I hope everybody does.
She's the chairman of Justice Forward. She's the chair of the board.
So, you know, but they ended up sending me to Pathway to Recovery for 3 months, and it was so awesome.
That was a great place.
Yeah, Dr. Lawrence over there, who was absolutely amazing. And I remember him picking me up as the first time I had walked outside. And he actually personally came to pick me up. And he pulls up in a car, and he's in a wife beater, got a gold chain on, and I'm just like, who are you putting me in the car with, dude? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, hi, Mr. Cruz. My name's Mr. Lawrence. I'm a cross-eyed cracker, because he had a cross eye. And, you know, it was just so sweet. That dude would do mental jujitsu on us all day long and told us exactly what we needed to hear, didn't sugarcoat anything. And I am blessed to have been a part of that program.
Oh, I love to hear that.
And it hurt my heart when I seen it close.
I know.
You
I know.
Bed bugs and all. I didn't, you know.
Bed
I was
bugs.
happy to be there. I was happy to be there. It was still better than Harris County for sure.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the food was better every step of the way, which was kind of nice. You know, I just kept gaining weight and gaining weight and gaining weight. So,
Taste buds coming back too, probably.
yeah, for sure.
So where'd you go after that?
Taylor Recovery Center. I was like, I think one of the first people
Okay.
out of drug court to get to go to Taylor.
That was transitional?
It was.
So that's what we paid for.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So
good.
I got to go there for 3 months as well. And I ended up working there shortly after that as well. Yeah, which was a good experience.
Did you have any problems, any setbacks or while you were in the program?
Never.
Sounds like you just sailed through.
I did. Still selling, you know?
That's great.
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
So I was, back when I was in drug court, I actually did a truck driving course where I learned how to drive a truck, a semi truck.
Mm-hmm.
So I told myself, I was like, whether I stay sober or I don't stay sober, I need to make decent money. And so I went and did that while I was in drug court. Finished that, ended up getting a job after Taylor, doing truck driving, and then just kind of followed through with that.
You still doing that?
I am not. I sold my truck in January. So I ended up being able to purchase my own truck and
cool.
started my own little trucking business, and it was super profitable.
So what are you doing now? I know you're not just sitting around.
No. So I work with my wife. Her dad passed away during COVID. He owned a shop out in Katy, Texas. I was making great money at the time truck driving. And when her dad passed away, I said, do you want to be a business owner? Or do you want to keep doing HR for some company you'll never own? Or, you know. And she thought about it, and she's like, I think I can try that. So I was making enough money at the time to cover the mistakes that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make a lot of them, but, you know, we were learning. So it's like, if you misdiagnose a vehicle, I'm a man of my word. If I tell you something, we're going to handle it, you know? And slowly but surely, that business became way more profitable.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's a mechanic, like a auto
Paint body is our bread and
Paint
butter.
body.
And we do mechanic. Well, we have 2 mechanics that, you know, if you ask them, they've been doing it since they were 8, but they're great. And we're out in Katy. Changed the name from Start Me Up to Cruise Control Automotive, which is my last name.
Oh, cool.
You know, so, yeah, we've just been killing it over there.
You got a nice life.
Absolutely.
You got kids?
I do. I have an 8-year-old and a 13-year-old. And beautiful girls, and they're killing it.
Good.
They're absolutely killing
Out
it.
in Katy.
Out in Katy, Texas.
So tell us where you met your wife.
I met my wife in Star Drug Court Alumni Association.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely.
At a meeting?
No. Well,
It's
yeah.
like a meeting or a
I guess it was
community
a meeting.
service?
We were on different dockets. So after you graduate drug court, you still are in this alumni phase where we would meet up. I want to say it was once a month.
Mm-hmm. I think that's true.
And see how everybody's doing, just stay connected. And, you know, we started talking a little bit through that, but never really went on a date. And then eventually we started dating. But we were both actually fully complete. Already both had our walking papers. So we were done with drug court entirely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't break the rule of no dating?
No, absolutely not. I'm not a rule breaker. You know?
Anymore?
Not anymore.
Anymore? Good. I love your story. I'm so glad you came today.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. I was super nervous.
No, gosh, no. No, you see.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's just you're helping people. I appreciate it. You see, this was service.
Yeah.
You did some service today, so thank you.
You're welcome.
very much. See how easy it is? You just have to, I don't know, either hit a wall or get really tired or whatever your decision is to get help. It's everywhere. It's available everywhere. And we certainly would love to help you at Justice Forward or at Beyond the Bar TX at Gmail. Follow us on Spotify and YouTube and Apple Podcast, and share our episodes if you know somebody who's struggling. I said a couple of podcasts ago, I had a woman come to me who wanted to stop drinking, and she had so much shame and all that. Well, I'm going to give you an update. She's in IOP and she's doing really well, and God willing, it's going to work. But she was watching these podcasts, and I think it really helped her to see that there's nothing to be ashamed of, and that there is life after something, in the darkest places you go in addiction, there's life after it and hope. And I mean, again, Nick is another example of that. So thanks for listening, watching, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you next time.